Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally happening. The $900 billion stimulus package and relief bill is now been accepted and approved by both House and the Senate. I didn't have enough time and I just literally rushed into our office here, flipped all the switches on. I got my daughter here. It's still Sunday for me, so I'm wearing my clothes here. I didn't have time to prepare. So give me a little bit of grace here. So let's go and break down exactly what's gonna happen. What's inside this bill? When can we expect to see a $600 check in your hand, as well as the $300 of weekly unemployment insurance? Now, I got my daughter Rebecca here. She may make some noises here, just letting you know. You might be wondering, where's mom? Well, she's doing something right now, so it's up to me to get this video done with Rebecca on appearance. So if you don't want to see my face, then you can watch my pretty daughter's face. So here's what's happening right now. Both the Republican and Democrat key negotiators have approved and agreed upon the provisions as far as what's inside of the $900 billion bill. Now, it's not final yet. It's not signed off. There's some steps along the way, but we finally have an agreement. I mean, we've been working on this for the last, like 4 months. It's insane. So here's what's happening right now. So $900 billion, some change, it's about $908 billion. This is a COVID relief bill. It is no longer going to be called a stimulus package because already we're seeing a lot of people suffer, a lot of people are unemployed, a lot of people have their mortgage payment behind. So here's what's going on. So both negotiators have agreed upon the following provision. So it's $600 per adult per child, and this is going to work similarly to what we saw back in March of 2020 with the CARES Act. So pretty much all adults are getting $600 and child included. Aid for struggling small businesses by providing $284 billion in forgivable Paycheck Protection Program. Now, I'm excited about this, not because I'm a business owner, but there's some really cool stuff in there that's actually going to help the businesses prepare for the coronavirus, such as if the business uses the funding for, say, PPP, which is personal protection equipment, like masks, barriers, certain equipment. Look at that, she's clapping. Now, if the businesses use the funds from the Paycheck Protection Program to purchase personal protection equipment, then the businesses can ultimately take the expenses and count it towards the forgiveness of the loan. So that's a new provision. Again, I will confirm with you guys. I just literally ran here in the studio without looking too deeply into this. So right now, Paycheck Protection Program is in play. This is going to help a lot of small business owners. Approximately 20 to 30% of all Americans are pretty much employed by small businesses. So this is very exciting. Want to see this happening. Also, $25 billion in rental assistance. So this is really, really important because right now we've been just putting a Band-Aid on the whole situation with tenants not being able to pay rent because of this whole COVID-19 situation. So right now there's $25 billion of rental assistance happening. We also have an extension of eviction moratorium. We don't know the specifics, the date, or how long it's extended by. More on that coming very soon. $82 billion for education providers like schools and colleges to help reopen classrooms safely, among other provisions. So guys, this is great. Now, all this to say, I'll give you guys more details as far as what's happening with the COVID. We've been following this. We haven't been very speculative, mainly because we want to actually cover something that has been passed, or there's some substantial event like what happened 30 minutes ago or about an hour ago, depending on when you're watching this. So the final passing of this stimulus, or I should say the relief bill, will happen tomorrow, which is Monday. So the final vote will occur then. So right now, nothing is set in stone. Now, what could be a potential obstacle right now between today and tomorrow and the fact that this relief bill may or may not get passed is that by tonight, midnight, Eastern time, both House and Senate has to approve and pass a one-day stopgap measure to avoid a government shutdown from happening. So the government has to do this. Otherwise, there's no funding. There's no additional funding for the relief bill to get passed. So in order for the relief bill to even happen, that's right, we need to get the relief bill happening. By tomorrow, we need to make sure that the Senate and the House approves and passes a stopgap measure by midnight Eastern time so that the government doesn't go into shutdown mode. Yeah, she doesn't like government shutdowns. Neither do I. So here's what's going on in the grand scheme of things, the big picture idea. The key negotiators from the Republican and Democrat side pretty much shook hands and said, hey, I like where we're going with this, $900 billion. I like the provision. Let's move forward. That's all that's happened right now. In order for this to become an actual law or to go in effect, both House and Senate has to approve and sign and take a vote. There has to be some majority there. And ultimately, the president, which right now, President Trump, has to sign on the bill to make this a full measure law. So the next 2 to 3 days is very, very important because not only the House has to vote on it, the Senate has to vote on it, President Trump has to sign on it in order for us to start seeing the actual bill being effective. Now, once the bill has been signed and been approved by the president, from there, it may take about a week or two for the IRS to start dispersing payments, either via check or ACH, just like what we have seen before. Now, luckily, we now have the infrastructure for the IRS to send out these payments rather quickly. Yes, rather quickly. That's right. So it is going to be faster this time because the IRS does have the infrastructure to make the payments faster and get the payments out to the right recipients. And also, the full text of the bill has not been released, so we really don't know the exact details and the language of each of the provisions. Now, once the full text has been released, I will be spending hours to read it and break it down for you guys, explain exactly what it means for you. How fast can you get your payment? What it means for the unemployment check, which, by the way, it is included in this bill, which is $300 a week. What's been talked about in the past has been 9 to 12 weeks of $300 a week for unemployment payments. So again, not much detail has been released. As soon as the full text is released, we'll go and break it down, which means more videos for us to create for you guys. So stick around, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Rebecca says to subscribe. So definitely subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.